So I'm just curious, by show of hands, how many of you have actually read a Chicken Soup for the Soul book? Can I see? Look around the room. That's amazing. I was in Oman, a little country off the tip of Saudi Arabia a couple of years ago, doing a workshop for 600 corporate CEOs and high-level government officials. I asked that question in Oman, and almost every hand went up. They'd read it in Arabic. It's a phenomenon that far surpassed anything we thought would happen. But I want to tell you a little story about this book, just to give you a sense of one of the things I think is very powerful as a success principle, and that is that this book was rejected by 144 publishers. It took us about a year to get a publisher that was willing to publish this book. They all said, people don't read short stories, there's no sex, there's no violence, it's not edgy, the title is stupid, Chicken Soup for the Soul, who will even know what that means? It's now turned into a brand that's worth $100 million. We have a soup line, a food line, a pet food line, all greeting card line, all kinds of things that came out of this brand that we didn't even think we were creating a brand, we just thought we were doing a book. And at the end of that first book, we put in, if you have a story, send it in, maybe we'll do another book. We started receiving 500 stories a day from people all over the world. We just published we're about 250 books now over the last 17, 18 years. So the point of this is, when you are rejected, when you get a no, as many of you do, you go out there and you sell, you know, it's called so what? 144 no's to get a yes, but that yes has transformed my life. And when you continue to go for no, I like to frame this as, you know, if you're going for a yes, when you get a no, you get upset. But if you measure the number of no's you get, say, well, how many no's can I get today? And then what happens is when you get a no, you go, yay, we're closer to a yes. A friend of mine used to sell door to door, and he would go door to door, and he was selling, I think it was encyclopedias way back then, and he would get about 1 out of every 10 people would buy one. And he would make a $250 commission. And when he would get a no, he'd say, thank you for the $25. The people go, what? Say, thank you for the $25. He says, why are you thanking me? I didn't buy anything. Well, you're one of 10 people. 10th person's going to say yes, so thank you for the $25 because you're on my way to $250. When he started doing that, some of the people said, well, come back in here again. You have a weird attitude. I want to talk to you more. And he started selling more encyclopedia sets. So this book that was rejected turned into a worldwide series in 47 languages, as you've heard, and we now have 500,000 copies, 500 million sold. That's amazing when you think about that. There's very few books that have ever done it. And I'm not sharing that to brag about me, but to impress upon you the importance of never giving up. Your attitude is so critical. And when I was signing books downstairs, I really got a sense there's a lot of positivity in this room, a lot of up energy. The main thing is, how do you maintain it when you go back home? It's easy to get all fired up and get hyped up at an event like this. And how do you sustain it? How do you sustain it when the computer system goes down, or when the customer says no, or when you don't get something you asked for, or when it's snowing outside and maybe you miss your plane and you have to sit in O'Hare Airport for 6 hours? Whatever it is, it's maintaining that sense of positive expectancy, even in the face of contradictory evidence, that's critical. Because most of us base our attitude on what's happening rather than what we are intending to create. And we allow current reality to determine our attitude, our feelings, rather than our intention and our vision of what it is we're trying to create in the world. So we're going to take a look at how to do that a little bit today.